Morning. Managed to get back in. Crystal locks. I feel socks. Right, since we're talking about what was I talking about? What's it called? Tourist. What we call tourist information. I'm trying to get feats on the streets, mate. Back up in N Town, massive. My son used to call it N Town. I'm just filling in on the local history. I'll go back a bit further actually. When I lived in Sheringham when I was a teenager, when I came up from the other end from Essex, which is why do you know what? I do triangles of toning. I chime in different languages. Lived in Sheringham, which is all fishing town. Good for a Piscean person to live. So lots of history there as well. Old folk tales. I came up to Norwich on a bus once. We used to do that for weekends so we can go robbing around all the hippie shops. I didn't. We was hippies and goths. So we went shopping to get in all the tip-top shops. What was the other one called Top Hat or something? No, not that one. The mod shop. It used to be on the Prinny. What's that called? Ticklers or something. Anyway, I head in the clouds. Basically, that we do that and then go score some drugs in the old squat. I got off the train once and on the bus, I said, "Can I have a ticket into town, please?" He goes, "This isn't a town, it's a city." It was actually, we have two cathedrals. You have to have a cathedral to make it a city, you know, but we have two, so that's for you. An RC one, an Anglican one. You know why I got an Anglican one? Because what's his bones? Old Roly-Poly, the 8th, had to invent, he built the Anglican cathedral because he wanted to get divorced, the old toss bag. Anyway, so that's why we have an Anglican cathedral. So that's where the cat lives, at the Anglican one. The RC one, we decided, is up the hill from me. And we like to look at it because it looks like a spaceship. It's true. We lie underneath it and look up like that. It's like, look, which way is it on? I think it's landed the wrong way around. But what I wanted to tell you, this is another thing from tourist information. So when you next come up to rob us of the football, you can bring your wives and children and they can go around all the interesting things, and you could just go and watch your team smash the Canaries. That's the only reason we bring you up. It's like, oh, you know what, you can go home happy for once. We'll go up and beat Norwich in. Go and smash some tweeting birds. Go on, go and do it. Huh. And you feel good at something then, won't you? So anyway, bring your family up next time and they can go around all the old haunts. The axe though, because I know you were looking at that the other day. Why the hell she got an axe over a washing up sink? I'll show you. Oh, that's wrong now. This I found on Boudica Way, Buaka. I say Boudica, so you know how I mean. I'll show you a picture in case you allow your children to watch swearing old hags on the internet. This is Buaka. She's an old folk lady who lived round this way, which is why she used to come to sit in my garden. It's true. And she showed me around the woods. I often call her Varka, or a kid's Varka. But this axe I found on Buaka Way not long ago. The axe head, and I made it onto a handle the other week. Just because I felt like doing it. It's not the best. It probably wouldn't take out. It's more of a ceremonial piece, to be honest. But it deserved, and then I stuck the feathers on it because I felt, I was being the squaw from next door, that's why. You wanted to know about the axe? There it is. That's the axe. That's why I have that axe. A gift from Buaka herself, her fine self. She wants me to hold it up and say, come to N Town, walk the road. We'll teach you about fucking toes and woad. We know it all. She's Scry. I went to an amazing, do you know what? That was so good. I'm just going to give a little shout out to the Madder Market Theatre, which is a little theatre. I go sometimes to, I've only been there once or twice. I want to go some more. I go to the Theatre Royal as well, but the Madder Market Theatre is proper. It's like it's got a real ambience to it. To see a thing on Buaka, she's one of my I years ago ramble round and round and round. I've always been tired of this old bint. I had a dog called Rudica when I was a teenager. I bought it from a pet shop in Norwich as a puppy in those days, before PETA was a thing, and I was still a child and I wanted a dog, so I came out to Norwich one day on the bus and bought a puppy with a checkbook that had no money in it. I got this dog. I called it Rudica, partly because of Boudica, which is how I said it, and partly because there was a programme at the time called The Little Vampire, The Littlest Vampire on TV, and one of the brothers on that was called Rudica. So she was called Rudica, and she ended up living with someone else, and they called her Indy, which is, when you get a dog, you change its name, because it's part of the claiming. So I've always been titled Buaka woman. But I didn't know she'd come from this place. Interesting though, isn't it? So now you know. So you can walk the Buaka line. There's people say it different ways. I like Buaka. She smiles when I say Buaka. Sometimes she frowns at me because I say it wrong. I don't think she cares. Buaka. I like saying Buaka because she was a fucking whacker, mate. She was a fucking whacker. She went around smashing people in. She didn't do fucking shit, mate. Apparently she's not a feminist icon because she killed too many people. You do, don't you? Oh, no, I've gone back around though. But she used to scry animals. She used to keep her hair up her frock, apparently. I mean, how you know, I do not know. But I think, how would you keep a hair still up your knickers? I don't think it's possible. Maybe she'd have one in a sack or something. But she'd let them go and then read how they ran. That's how she'd... Scrying, it's called scrying. Well, I call it scrying. It's probably different. It's like tea leaf reading. But as you know, it's another thing I do. People do it with magpies. And you can do it with anything at all if you have those guides, I suppose. That point of... what's the word? Insight? What's it called? Intuition. Which I believe everyone can nurture. So the direction with the magpie and the call, it's like, means different things. Dog's crying. I think she's just crying. She wants to go out. But you can do it with anything. You can. It's the olden way. You want to know about the axe, though? I just talk to people uptown. Feet on the streets, mate. That puts meats on the beats. And shoes on the feet. It's true. St. Peter Hungate. They said it was where the hound shack was. It probably was at one point. It's the Hound Gate. Before that was a hanging gate for sure. It's the top of the hill. And there's a tree there. And if you look at it, there's all branches hanging down. That's another thing I scried before. And my old crunky mate, I've forgotten his name, St. Peter's Gate probably. He knows the truth. Because he's been through the roof. You bring back a tooth. And then people think you're crazy and aloof. It's true. We speak on the flu. I'm going to beat you black and blue. Let me show you some more things. Oh, I know what I was thinking this morning, actually. You see this? It was back to the Mayan calendar. How do you say it? I don't really care, do you? But I was sitting on the bog there and looking out where I've put this fine curtain up the other day. It's quite Mayan, isn't it? But I was looking at the blue triangles on it and the blue diamonds. And I was thinking, because triangles are supposed to be the language of the yogi. I'm still working with this, but it's just something that sits with me. And then a diamond is two triangles stuck together, isn't it? What I was going to say is, what's going on with the Mayan calendar? Because I don't really keep up with it. It's got a pink fringe on it, this thing. I like this. It's just one of my charity shop steals. I found it one day. I thought, you're coming home with me. And then I didn't know what to do with it, like all the rest of the shit in my house, to be honest. But God once said to me, and he has spoken to me truthfully, you might not have everything you want, but you'll always have everything you need. While we're back on tourist information, I'll just go back to this. We have two cathedrals, one for Christmas, one for Easter. That's what I like to say anyway. And there used to be a church, 52 churches, I think. One for every day of the year. No, Sunday. I've had a head injury. I'm flashing. And there was 365 pubs, one for every day of the year. Now I've